A delegation from Greenpeace East Asia and All China Environment Federation visited SDPI with the purpose to bridge the research policy gap between the two countries, especially in the areas of CPEC, energy and climate change. During a meeting at SDPI, it was discussed that language is a major barrier in terms of research and publications, which can be bridged through translation of work in both countries. SDPI offered solutions on issues around CPEC, debt trap, trade and climate change. These are areas where collaboration with Chinese think tanks and civil society organizations can be fruitful.
We realized that while a lot is being done and has been done in China on environmental issues, on economic issues, on political issues, but due to language barrier, most of this literature and most of these publications, they are not accessed or they are not consulted by academicians and policymakers and think tanks in Pakistan and vice versa. So we thought that we should have a dedicated center here which would bridge this gap. It would forge relations with think tanks in China, with academia in China, and of course try to bring literature from China to Pakistan and Pakistani scientific work and social policy work to China, so that we can understand each other's research findings, we can understand each other's paradigm about CPEC and beyond.
Greenpeace East Asia works on various themes including climate change, toxic pollution, food security as well as oceans. With the help of its partners, Greenpeace helps the Chinese government in promoting sustainable green development in their energy infrastructure projects, especially in the BRI projects. Similarly, All China Environment Federation, that is having its network of local civil society organizations, is promoting social environmental protection rights of the public and sustainable development in different Chinese projects in China and BRI countries.
Our mission are organizing all kinds of CSOs and social forces to promote wide participation of the public in China in environmental protection and sustainable development, promoting social safeguarding the environmental rights of the public, and contribute the protection of global environmental and sustainable development through exchange and cooperation with the CSOs in other countries, UN agencies, other international organizations and governments.
Greenpeace and ACEF, together with other NGOs in China, we hope that China could play its essential role to promote sustainable green development and to contributing to the SDGs.
SDPI Joint Executive Director Dr. Waqar Ahmed highlighted the niche of the Institute's newly established China Studies Center to help the government in provision of research support to promote green development in CPEC and BRI projects.
Pakistan and China have signed the revised free trade agreement, which not only liberalizes more tariff lines for both countries, provide a more win-win platform for both countries, but there is indeed a provision for environmental goods as well, which is a very welcome sign for both countries, that both countries are respecting the natural resource and environmental endowments in the region. That's one. The second opportunity which is coming is the willingness of both countries to also move into trade and services, which is again something which is a welcome sign. The framework agreement is already present, and the negotiators would be starting to discuss.
During the meeting, the possibility of joint research proposals and programs was also explored in the areas of climate change, clean energy, environmental assessment of CPEC projects, sustainable development, inclusive growth, Chinese overseas investment, sustainable development goals, and environmental challenges.
Well, this Chinese team visit was a follow-up to my earlier visit last year in China, where I visited so many China national, indigenous, innovative demonstration centers. And I think the most important thing between Pakistan and China vis-a-vis the research and collaboration is the connectivity. And I think it's very much important that both sides look into this issue of connectivity, how we can connect each other, how the researchers can connect each other. Could we have a directory in which we have context details of Chinese researchers and Pakistani researchers? I think once that is done, that will also help our industrial sector to develop connectivity. And I think the sooner it is done, the better it would be.
Meanwhile, the Chinese delegation held over half a dozen exhaustive discussion meetings with the SDPI senior researchers and representatives of local stakeholders on thematic areas and issues of mutual concerns and interests. This is Raja Taimur Hassan, SDTV, Islamabad.